All right, I'm hitting the start button. Ooh wee, man. What a wonderful day. All right, to do 15 minutes of fame. I had to hit up my boy Dallas because it's been a minute since we've been on this. I mean, we did a couple of game shows together.
We did.
Was on the same, but I mean, like in this type of setting, like it's been a minute, man. So before we jump into it, man, how you been, bro? How you been living?
Oh man, say it's been sweatpants and white beaters, man. I've been in full on daddy mode, changing diapers, feeding and tagging in and tagging out with our mama when the time comes. It's really just been that. It's been full on family time. I'm Peter Griffin, actually.
Hey, I almost got too comfortable. I almost got too comfortable on the podcast, bro. I almost said something. YouTube been like, you know what? Demonetize. We can't have it. We can't have this colored talking this way. My bad. I'm almost messed up.
If they ain't demonetized PewDiePie, we'd be good.
No, that's actual factors. But listen, for the one time before we jump into it, I got with me DALLAZ. Man, close enough. What's going on, chat? Hustle and motivate. Who's always hustling and or motivated? Tando, I see you. Don, what's happening? The Otaku Fixes in the building. Glorious Kev, yes.
We got the homies in here.
We got the homies in here. And then we got that weird dude, Baron J67. He with us as well. Shout out to Baron for his love of geriatric feet. I appreciate him coming through and rocking with us, man. You guys do us a big favor before we get going, okay? Number one, hit that like button. Helps us out a whole bunch. Number two, sub if you have not, helps us out a whole bunch. We appreciate y'all coming through. We got a lot to talk about. Sony made a mistake. Sony shot themselves in the foot. And I've been seeing a lot of people try to flip this like, oh, the Xbox community is mad that PlayStation signed the deal. I've seen that and I'm confused. I'm trying to figure out how this is a bad thing, because at the end of the day, yes, everybody gonna get to keep playing Call of Duty. But we're gonna jump into that. All that's gonna happen. But first, it's been a while. What I believe is one of the hottest tracks. Somebody on Twitter said trendsetters, right? Because the song is fire, bro. Check out the intro. We'll be right back.
For 15 minutes of fame, I can settle for being ordinary. But nobody remembers the ordinary. It's the ones who live forever. Trendsetters, trendsetters. Break the bar. Cause not everybody can be trendsetters, trendsetters. Break the bar. It's the only way I gotta be.
What's going on, people? Fame Entertainment here from LV1Gaming.com. And yes, the copium has been real on social media. It's been a wild couple of days, right? We thought we had the Activision Blizzard thing pretty much locked down with Microsoft and the FTC. Then the FTC went crying to their mama. It's like, hey, yo, this ain't fair. I don't think what daddy said was right. I want to know what you think, mama. And mama's like, sit your ass down somewhere, because what daddy said is what daddy said. So that's done with the FTC. Mia Khalifa and the FTC lost. That's over with. Now they're going back and forth with the CMA, and we're talking about deals being extended to close, things like that. But that ain't really the topic today, right? We ain't finna get to all the political jargon and nonsense that goes back and forth with the signings, because at the end of the day, we know this thing is done. One way, shape, or another, this thing is done. Shout out to, was that Silk Slayer in the chest? Hey, what up, Xbox Game? What's happening? Dragonheart Yobi, who was the first channel member of LV1 Gaming with the emo. Shout out to Dragonheart Yobi, man, for coming through and rocking with us. Again, if you guys do us a big favor, hit that like button, shut the stream out, man. We're gonna have a hell of a time today, because we're gonna talk about it, okay? D, now I know you've been doing a lot of life stuff, a lot of this game and stuff kind of been to the side for you a little bit, but come to find out, PlayStation, at the end of the day, they signed the deal, right? Nintendo already signed it. Nvidia already signed it. No name company A, no name company B, no name streaming service C signed the deal. Okay? Steam said we ain't got to sign the deal because we trust Microsoft. But at the end of the day, before we get into how bad they messed up when they played their hand, I want to get your thoughts on Sony going ahead and saying, you know what? We lost. Let me go ahead and get what I can get, even though I threw a fit.
You know how, like, I think right now, Sony's kind of in a position where you may as well, like, go ahead and eat your food because you're not really getting no juice until you're done. It's that type of situation because I think it's you that kind of explained it in a funny way in one of your shorts. And I'm going to have you repeat yourself. They took the bad deal. Like, because I really want you to repeat this. So, the deal before and the deal after.
Bet. So, and this is just, the original part was just rumors, right? We're hearing that originally Phil offered 3 years. And that's what that's what pissed Jim Ryan off, right? And then eventually, after Microsoft was like, "Whoa, this may actually be an issue," they offered Sony 10 years of COD, along with current and in the near future Activision Blizzard games. That was what was originally offered. That was originally put forth. Okay, Jim Ryan came out and was like, "I don't want no deal. I just want to block this one." That was the OG deal, right? But as we know in life, today's price is not tomorrow's price.
Yeah.
You feel me? If I offer you 20 for something today, it might not be 20 tomorrow.
And that's where we at now because, like, okay, so looking at the original deal, you get 10 years, not 10 years of COD specifically, 10 years of Activision Blizzard properties. And after that, you do what you want. Now, what we hear, because it's such a prolific game, is we hear 10 years of COD. But this is 10 years of whatever we end up doing going forward. Now, you only get Call of Duty for such amount of time. And that Sony don't feel like that's enough time to crank up Killzone again.
Everybody playing no damn Killzone.
They don't feel like that's enough time to bring Haze back or Black or whatever Fear or whatever y'all feel like y'all want. The crazy part about this is what, on a personal level, like as a gamer and as a person that is most interested in the final product, what's insane about this to me is Sony has the reputation for building good games, for building great games. And even though I don't wholly agree with the direction that they starting to move in now, they starting to even focus on getting into that multiplayer bag, right? So besides the fact that Call of Duty is such a gargantuan property, what are you so scared of? Like, what's the real issue? If you can rap, why not rap? You know what I mean? Why you so worried about?
Here's the thing. Sony is fully aware. Because, number one, Jim Ryan already said, and we're going to get into the stupid-ass deal they signed, right? Shout out to Topaz Girl. What's happening with you? Right? So, man, I got mixed up and lost myself. Old man stuff.
Basically, I'm saying, so we know that in the future they are working on a lot more of this competitive multiplayer stuff. Like they're reaching into that competitive multiplayer bag. So they are attempting to make things that would directly compete with Call of Duty. On the side of that, we also know that Sony, like PlayStation, is known for basically making bangers, making great games. Now, even though that's usually outside of like the FPS sphere, they still have a reputation for making pretty good, pretty solid games for the most part. And you still get Call of Duty on your platform for a while. Even if this is a worse deal that you could have originally taken, what's the problem? The problem is, if as a giant corporation, if you can't have all the money, then you don't want nobody else to have none of the money.
And that made my old man brain snap back into it, right? The issue is, right, and this has come out, PlayStation makes a ton of money off of Call of Duty, right? I'm talking about so much money that it's helping them fund a lot of those first party bangers that people say that's all they care about, third person over the shoulder action adventure titles, right? A lot of this COD money they're getting is bankrolling that stuff, right? This isn't me making this stuff up. This is stuff that's been coming out, right? They're making hand over fist, right? So from Microsoft's perspective, the best part about keeping it on PlayStation is that you're going to bank on two things happening. Number one, people are going to realize, I'd much rather pay for Game Pass and have COD and pay 15, whatever, or if you get Ultimate, 16, 17, whatever it is a month, get Call of Duty and a bunch of other games versus just dropping 70 on COD on PlayStation, right? They're banking on that. They're also banking on you continually to spend billions of dollars on PlayStation because they may not be getting the full 100% split, but I'm telling you, they're going to get about 80%. There's no way. Because I guarantee you right now, Activision's deal with PlayStation is not 70-30. I bet you it's closer to 80-20. And if I'm Microsoft, I'm telling them, yeah, we're going to stay 80-20. You better be hopeful. You better pray to whoever Jesus is in your Bible. Whatever Jesus or higher power you pray to, you better hope we don't offer 90-10 or 95-5. Since you want to be an asshole. Since you want to be an asshole and try to block my deal. I'm not trying to take the game off your platform, but you know how much money you're making. They don't want that money to be given not to Activision, but now to Microsoft. And what can Microsoft do with that money? If PlayStation is making billions of dollars off of Call of Duty, that money goes into making games on Xbox. You're going to funnel out for all of these console sales you got. You brag about all the console sales. You brag about all the player base you have. The reports have come out. There are millions of PlayStation owners who only play Call of Duty.
But you know what it is, right? PlayStation does not want to lose the advantage. And when I say the advantage, it's the cool points. Like, it's when we talk about, like, we might look at it and be like, oh, well, PlayStation got the mind share. When you think about video games, you think about PlayStation. Maybe you probably think about Nintendo first, especially older people.
No,
When people talk about games, they talk about Mario and Sonic and stuff.
Every mom on the planet calls every console a Nintendo. Exactly.
But what it actually is when you think of video games and you think PlayStation, that's the cool system. When you like, it's got a reputation for... It is. It's got a reputation for being a platform where the games that come out that turn out to be like cultural events, like the God of War stuff, the stuff where casual gamers think about playing video games. The last like marketing campaign they saw was for a PlayStation game or for a game that PlayStation had like those rights to, right? Okay, so but then when you think about Xbox, especially considering on a personal level, I know a lot of people who either don't play video games or completely casual. In their heads, Xbox is the slightly less cool one, sometimes even uncool. I've heard people say like that don't play games equate Xbox players to like the actual nerds, even though if you playing PlayStation, you probably a nerd right along with us, right?
Oh, fact. Nerd.
I think that they are seeing if you build up enough of these resources, you already got games in the pipeline. If you make too many of those games that people really want to play, and you're way too accessible. If you only got the money for one system and one game, you winning with Xbox because that one game money is going on a Game Pass subscription. Now you got a bunch to play.
Yeah.
And it's a better deal overall for somebody either just getting into gaming or just getting back into gaming or somebody that's completely casual. I think Sony is more or less worried about losing to a bigger ecosystem if they end up losing that one thing that they are known for. Not really losing that thing that they're known for, but if they end up having to compete in that arena of things that they're known for. So let's say Hellblade comes out and it's directly competing with every other like third person over the shoulder action adventure story based
with a little bit of stealth elements. Yeah.
Like how much do people forget about Nathan Drake if Indiana Jones is Uncharted? And what is Uncharted if not Indiana Jones by another name? How many? And while these things might not really be legitimate concerns, while they might not be things that would actually happen, and I'm sure some of it coming out of my mouth sounds stupid right now, I don't expect for Sony not to be at least a little worried about that.
Hey man, I wish I had a burn, cause you dropping bombs, bro. And you know what's crazy about all of this, right? And we still gonna get to this terrible ass deal, man. If you guys are watching, man, hit that like button, helps us out a whole bunch. Listen, one of the worst parts about this, or the funny parts about it, if you think about it, Sony created this. Right? The one advantage that Microsoft had over PlayStation is money. That's not debatable, right? That's not debatable, right? The Microsoft's pockets run deep. Okay, that is the one advantage Microsoft had over PlayStation, right? And then they beat the hell out of Xbox while they was down, right? The whole thing about this is how we share video games, and I always talking about the sales of our consoles, and you snatching Call of Duty, and you realize the power behind you getting the beta first, you getting these skins first, you getting these exclusive missions, right? They beat the hell out of Microsoft while it was down. Meanwhile, Phil Spencer's playing Kumbaya, saying, yo, it's all good, all love, we're not worried about it. And Sony steady beating Microsoft's ass, right? And so one day, I guess Microsoft got tired of getting punched on and decided, you know what, we're going to start making some moves. Sony created this behemoth. And now they fighting for their life. They looking like Martin when he got beat up by Tommy Hearns, fighting for their life. They're fighting.
It's not all the way there yet. We really just still talking about possibilities, because it was all good, and it's all good when it's like just scoring on your platform first. It's cool when it's, the Exoprimal beta, or when it's something, like when it's something that's not really like highly anticipated. But what do you do when Call of Duty takes a year off and then starts changing stuff up, and then here comes that beta for Xbox users and Game Pass subscribers only?
Now we'll say, even though I don't think it's a good idea, but apparently it's in the deal that we're going to have parity. There's no more play this beta first on PlayStation or Xbox. According to Phil, and according to what's supposed to be in this deal, it's supposed to be parity across the board, which I think that's a mistake. I'm sorry.
Oh, so everybody got a pre-order.
Everybody getting the beta at the same time, right? Everybody's getting DLCs at the same time. Everyone's getting the same skin at the same time. Now, the reason why I think that's a bit of an L on Microsoft's part is because now you take away being able to cross promote on your platform. Because of this deal, we can't get Master Chief like they're doing right now with the boys, right? Now, if we do get it, it's also going to be available on PlayStation, right? So according to Phil, which again, I don't necessarily agree with this, but I get, because Phil's been that way for a while, right? He's still kind of I think everything should be equal across the board, no matter where you play, yada, 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 yada. At least up front facing, that's who he is, right? I don't think we're going to get those exclusive stuff on Xbox. Now, the advantage the Xbox gamer has is I don't have to drop 70. That's their advantage.
Right. Exactly. And I'm actually a big fan of like console exclusive cosmetics for multi-platform games. I'm a fan of that. I'm a fan of even if it's just not just cosmetic, even if we take it way back to to Soul Calibur having Link on GameCube and Heihachi on PlayStation, Spawn on Xbox. I'm a fan of things like that. It's crazy to think that time might be dead because of politics. But that's pretty much where we are. But that also could mean we get a lot less. Just like you said, like the Boys thing. The Boys is not really. It's an Amazon property. It's really got no connection to Microsoft or Sony. In which case, it can go everywhere. Yeah. But that Master Chief in COD, that would be kind of fire, and I hate to not see that just because it can't go across platforms for political reasons, or even the other way around. If they happen to
you got the Fortnite effect. I mean, you can play as Master Chief on PlayStation via Fortnite. I'm thinking Microsoft might look at it that way. If they do something,
so?
Yeah. If they do something, I mean, you didn't see either one of them try to tell. Well, they probably couldn't. Epic Games. Oh, I don't want Master Chief playable on the PlayStation version of Fortnite. It would have been silly, right? I can see them going that route.
That's a little different though, because they don't own Fortnite. So they don't really. They can that could be a conversation that they have, and that deal can be struck, and maybe they just give that little bit of rope because they want that promotion. But it's different when you own it and you get to set the rules and you get to decide what happens with this property. In that case, it's definitely not gonna happen. I mean, in the case of Epic Games, they might have had a little weight to throw around.
Shout out to Master Sith 40 with $2 super chat. Pony's ugly crying across the internet. Listen, snot boogers. Listen, it's been bad. You know, a lot of it's been a lot of copium too. I see a lot of people come with the whole, this is great. I think it's good. Now, copium. The same people that was hoping the deal get blocked, the same people that was hoping Xbox dies and goes away, the same people trying to tell you that Starfield is trash. All these same people are telling you now today, all of a sudden, it's all good in the neighborhood, right? I know the Twitter's been kind of quiet. You're only seeing the Xbox fans celebrate, right? There are some people who go a little bit too far. I ain't gonna cap. But for the most part, you see an Xbox fan celebrating, and everybody else kind of being quiet. And other people are like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead, and even though I was saying that the deal was dead, it's effectively failed. That's effectively over. That's been happening left and right. All of a sudden, it's quiet. It's quiet, almost as if you should shut the before the chicken comes to roost. You got to be quiet. We got to stop assuming we know what's going to happen. And nobody had no inside track. Everybody and their mama getting on social media acting like they had the inside track. And all you have to do was just wait. Right? All you have to do is be patient. Right? But I want to jump into this, D. I want to get into it, right? To what we have today. We talked about what could have been signed. What could have been done, right?
Right.
Tom Warren, Jez Corden, both tweeted out, hey, both of our companies have been reached out to, and we've had it confirmed. The 10-year deal that PlayStation signed now is only for Call of Duty. Right? When originally they were being offered Activision properties, they were being offered parody Activision properties, for 10 years, future Activision games up to a certain point. We know that was being offered, right? But right after the FTC lost and Mia Khalifa decided, it's an L. Mia Khan, she Mia Khalifa until I can remember her name properly. No disrespect, right? Shout out to Mia Khalifa.
I wasn't gonna say nothing.
But now the deal is only Call of Duty. So isn't it weird to think now, if we get another Crash Bandicoot game, there's a good chance that's exclusive to Xbox? If we get a Spyro game exclusive to Xbox, that's crazy.
Oh man, wait, Spyro and Crash Xbox exclusive is crazy.
Crash was a mascot. You see Crash, you think PlayStation. Yeah.
Outside Nintendo with a megaphone. Like that's a real thing. Man, the times we live in.
You see what I'm saying? And that's why the deal is that much worse. Now, for all we know, there might not be a Crash game, something like that coming. But you mean to tell me you had an opportunity to continue to secure games for your platform, but you didn't do it because you wanted to protect your stake in Call of Duty? Meanwhile, Jim Ryan is admittedly telling you this move is not about Call of Duty leaving PlayStation. It's not leaving PlayStation, right? They're admitted to that. And I know if I'm a shareholder, I'm choking the fuck out of Jim Ryan right now because you made a mistake. PlayStation, you made a mistake. You had a good deal in front of you, and you messed up because you wanted the deal blocked.
Yeah, you were so confident they wasn't gonna get it that you rode with that, and that's insane. You were so confident that they were not going to get it. You rode with it. I'll tell you what, though. I'll tell you what I want out of this because all intents and purposes, I'm a consumer.
Yeah.
And this is interesting. At least I hope to most of us on the internet. This is interesting because of the thought of, well, what are we getting out of this? And I'll tell you what I want to see. I want to see a full-on, all-out content war.
Yeah.
I want to see I want to see them trying to see who can make the thing that we care about the most. Now, for a while, it's gonna suck. It's gonna suck for a while because we will be getting a bunch of multiplayer shit nobody asked for. We'll be getting a bunch of like weird mascots and stuff like that. I'm sure nobody asked for, but that's how it works in general. Like, look at what happened with Disney and Marvel, right? They got a hold of Marvel, and then there was a scramble for every character that Marvel didn't currently own at that point, which led to them being able to use Spider-Man for a while, which led to every piece of Spider-Man property that a company could get their hands on being made, which is how we got Venom. That's how we got Morbius. That's why we got a weird-ass Kraven the Hunter movie coming, right? I want to see that happen because while you will get some nonsense like Kraven and Morbius, you will also get some dope shit like Spider-Man and Miles Morales. Like the fallout from this is going to be impeccable. The fallout from what happens when all of these companies, when developers start scrambling and projects start getting greenlit left and right, it's going to be insane when the dust settles.
And listen, at the end of the day, I'm with it. I need Microsoft to stay aggressive because I do think part of this is copium. When I say this next part, I like this copium. I see a lot of people saying, "Well, this is going to motivate PlayStation to go do something," right? And hear me, people. I'm trying to get close to my mic because I want y'all to listen, and I want you to fucking listen to me good, okay? And I want you to understand what I'm saying. PlayStation is not acquiring Take-Two Interactive. Can we please shut the F up? Because your sister, mama, baby, daddy, cousin didn't hear anything about Sony being able to purchase Take-Two, okay? It's not happening. Number one, it takes two to fucking tango. It takes two. If I don't want to dance with you, I'm not dancing, bucko. They're not buying Take-Two.
That's like, why do people think that's even a possibility? It's okay. So we talking about the holders of the best-selling entertainment, not video game, but entertainment property of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Why do we think that they are not in a position to? Why we think
they want to?
Damn near anybody but Tencent is in a position to buy them, and B, that they'd even want to be bought.
No.
Like
if not for Bobby Kotick being at POS, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Activision wouldn't sell. Why? They're the highest selling video game of all time. Why would they sell?
You see what I'm saying? So like it don't make sense. And like it's weird. It's crazy. It can't be this community. There's no way there's anybody in this community saying something like that. It's got to be like casual. It's got to be people who like. It's got to be the armchair analysts or something. Because there's no way somebody that actually knows about video games and publishers and there's no way that they think that for real.
Think about it. When you're in this field that we're in, right? This bubble that we're in, it's clicks. If I am a PlayStation content creator, everything I do is PlayStation. I will lick the back of Jim Ryan's neck for PlayStation, right? And you're saying Activision is about to go at Microsoft. What do? You bring out hope. You give them hope by saying, "Hey, time for even though you were against consolidation, right? Everyone was because I don't want gamers to be consolidated. I don't want everybody owning up everything, right? The moment you hear this might be happening, what do? Hey, don't hold me to this, but I'm hearing that PlayStation might be buying Take-Two. Your mama, they lying. Man. It's easy to get clicked that way, bro. I can make a video. I mean, it ain't gonna do nothing now, but if I wanted to, I can make video and say, "Hey, man, I've been hearing that that at the end of the year, PlayStation might be getting ready to sign a big, massive deal with a big, massive company. I can't say who, and get massive views." And then if I'm dedicated to that platform enough, and if I'm dedicated to doing stuff like this, people will follow. Even if I'm wrong, I can always say the deal fell through. It happens every day. It happens every day on this platform. People will make stuff up, and if they have a loyal enough fan base, they'll believe any out they have. You know how many people And I'm not trying to throw shade because I rock with a ton of PlayStation content creators who are dope, right? You got people like Jay Barry. And the dope is here don't do stuff like this, right? But you got other content creators whose names I'm not gonna say. They just make shit up. They make shit up based off of an emotional reaction like this Activision Blizzard thing, and then all of a sudden you get these wild things that's going around about them buying Take-Two, them buying Studio A, Studio B, Publisher A, Publisher C, all over the place, right? And it's nonsensical. There's nothing to the point that this can happen. Unlike my theory that this whole thing about Microsoft buying Sega, yeah, that's the thing. You cannot tell me and I tweeted about this. I made a video about this somewhere, maybe in my old channel. When Sega was at Microsoft Xbox headquarters in Seattle, no reason. They were just there, hyping it up, taking pictures, and I was like, "This is abnormal. Why is Sega hyping up them being at the Xbox headquarters? I don't understand this. Why are they there, right?" And then a couple of weeks ago, you get Sarah Bond just so happened to be on the train, and she just so happened to take the picture of the Sega building on her way through the train. And then the list comes out that Microsoft was trying to buy Bungie. They had IO Interactive on the list. And you know what was also on the list? Sega. And I'm not predicting that it'll happen because I've always had the right to be wrong. But I almost guarantee you, within a year and a half, we're gonna hear about Xbox trying to. I don't care what Sega came out and said they're not looking to see. I don't care about none of that, bro. This is a match made for a long time. Sega likes Microsoft, right? And that's something that's gonna happen. But this whole Take-Two thing is bullshit. It's bull. Sorry, I'm sorry to break the hearts of PlayStation fans.
It's one of them things where if you think about it for more than 2 minutes, it just kind of don't make sense. It's like when we was kids and we used to go back and forth about like anime and stuff. Oh yeah, I saw there's a Super Saiyan 5. No, you didn't. That was newgrounds.com. Shut up.
Listen, you feel what I'm saying? And listen, at the end of the day, I'm hoping because I'm a component of things in this industry being good. There's no win, even though people was loving beating the hell out of Xbox. Xbox it became a meme. The Xbox became a meme, right? Easy to punch on. Xbox has no games. What console you buying? Oh, God, about PlayStation. You see celebrities. You ask what they're playing. Oh, PlayStation. Who buys next? Right? It was a meme, right? And so people love to punch down on Xbox. Those days are over because Microsoft is doing what we thought they would do.
I mean, it's still a meme. If I'm being honest, it's gonna be a meme until.
Hey, speak from your heart.
Certain changes are made, but like those are in the pipeline is the issue. Like the fact that because we looking at right now, we might be looking at next year. Some of us care about 2 years from now, just because that's how far out we can see.
Yeah.
These companies, on the other hand, we talking about their plans. This is their business. Like they know what they planning on doing. We just looking at the signs. But that said, do you think that PlayStation has no clue what Xbox is planning? Like none at all? No. That's why they moving like they moving now. They're a little worried. They not worried about 2 years from now. They worried about 10 years from now.
No.
They clearly up to something that we're not.
They should be. PlayStation has dominated this industry for I don't know how long. And what's crazy part is we always hear about them not worried about second place or the third place. They're worried. And PlayStation's not going nowhere. For all intents and purposes, we will die. I will be ashes to ashes, dust to dust. And PlayStation will still be the number one selling console in the game industry, right? They're not going nowhere. The only difference is now they won't be alone.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what scares them.
That's what that's not what they want, obviously, because they feel like they losing the one edge that they had. They cool. Like, they edge is the cool.
Yeah.
The edge is, but then again, at the same time, Sega did what Nintendo don't. Their edge was the cool, too. They were the cool kid console for a long time. They were the one that could show blood without having to go into the option menu. Like, yeah. So it's not like it can't happen. And I heard a really interesting perspective yesterday. I heard King say this on Iron Lords. He was saying he's seen consoles come and go. And I can't remember what exact consoles he was talking about. When he was talking about he bought something for like $500, and then they only made like 2 or 3 games, and then like it. Then his whole point in saying this was, now I'm not as old as you, Fame, so you know I wasn't playing with rocks and sticks and stuff. So I can't speak for like the first couple consoles, but like. We saw the Dreamcast come and go, and even now we talk about how ahead of its time it was and how it should still be here. Mm-hmm. How other consoles did just a generation later what they tried to do, and it caught on. He don't, and that being said, he was like, yeah, I don't feel bad for these companies. Like you adapt or you go. Like it's survival of the fittest, whoever wins, and. I didn't think about it like that before. I was just kind of, I mean, once again, we're in the here and now as the consumer. And so it's kind of like, oh, well, you know, what we have now is what we ride with. But in the grand scheme of things, who adapts gets to live. And that's what we're seeing. I think we're seeing PlayStation feel as if they may or may not be able to adapt if they lose that perceived advantage.
Oh, you saying PlayStation is the old man on the lawn saying "get off my grass"?
Not yet, but I think it's getting close to that midlife crisis, and it's afraid of being the old man on the lawn saying "get off my grass."
What up, cool kids? I'd like to buy one Smeed, please. I ain't gonna say the word to get it monetized. I like one Smeed, please. Like, what up, cool kids? They could run into that.
Yeah. Can I have one of the Zai?
Can I have one Zai, please? They could run into that simply because they don't want to change. Now, I guess a lot of people saying that they think the change that Xbox is making to the gaming space is bad. I hear that, and for the most part, those people are likely. You know, I'm 35. I'm 35. Been gaming for a long time, right? It'd be weird for the young cats to be saying that because, bro. How much of this game experience do you came in when stuff was already massively different, right? Change has to happen. We can't think that it's just going to be console sales and game sales forever. The media is changing too much for that just to be the way things are, right? Subscription services are the way to go. That's where the world is going. Streaming is where the world is going. Heck, we got this country that we live in. It's already saying, hey. There's people in the United States that don't got internet, and what are they trying to do? We're trying to get cheap internet for everybody. Everybody's gonna be on internet. Why? Because everything's going digital, and if you're going digital, you have to adjust to the digital marketplace, and that is the streaming, that is the subscription services. That's where it's going to be at. And on top of that, people are more money conscious now than any time. When a gallon of milk is $17,000 goddamn dollars, you worry about how much you're spending on video games, right? And so it's like, do I pay $70 for this one game? And again, we got proof that we're seeing that millions of PlayStation gamers only play COD. What does that tell you? They bought a PlayStation likely because it was an iPhone, and then they bought Call of Duty. So when they find out, wait a minute, I don't have to pay $70 every year. I can pay, this 15 or this 10 a month, whatever it is. And yes, it's renting and it's monthly. But then you got the opportunity to become a different type of gamer. D, you know this. For those who are new to Level 1, some of y'all might know this. Let's say when around the time Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2 released, right? I think it was Black Ops 1. I wasn't this type of gamer that I am now. Like right now, I wish I could tell you guys the game that I'm playing right now, but I'm under embargo for another 3 days. I wish I could tell you the game I'm playing right now because I'm a lover. I'm not the gamer I was back then. I was a competitive Madden player. That was me. Everything local in Texas, it was Madden. It's all out. If you can go through, I believe the profile I mainly play now was a profile. You will see maybe toward the end of it. You might see like 3 or 4 years, maybe about 4 or 5 years at the beginning of this profile was strictly Madden. Hours upon hours on hours. I was honing my craft. All I played was Madden, right? I consider myself a a gamer then. I don't know why. It was Madden and then the occasional racing game, right? And I'm talking about adult years. Back when I was a kid and teenager, of course I played everything. But as an adult, I just really played Madden. Like it's like the dudes who play 2K right now, right? That's what they into. They're doing it competitive, and I was making a little bit of money off of it, so that's what I did, right? It was mostly that.
Yeah.
Swaggy, quit snitching, bro.
You were what we would now consider, like what most people now consider casual.
Yeah. No, and that's no lie. When I was younger, I played, from Street to Rage. I played all the games coming up. When I was a young adult, I transitioned to a casual gamer because all I played was Madden. I was in the lab all the time. That's all I played was Madden, right? But now, shoot, my palate is, what they say when you're younger, you don't drink beer. Now I could drink Steel Reserve. You know what I'm saying? Like, my palate, and that's what's going to happen to a lot of these gamers, right? When they see, okay, wait a minute, you mean Madden is in Xbox Game Pass? Granted, it's at the end of the season, but it's in there. 2K is in Game Pass. These casual games, right? And now Call of Duty, you got the trifecta. You got COD, you got Madden, you got NBA 2K, and let's not forget a Sony first-party studio, MLB The Show. You got all 3 sports games and the ultimate bro game, Call of Duty, all in one service. That's where people are gonna go.
I forgot about MLB. You know what? You're right. It's a casual dream. It is a casual dream. It's the easiest way to get into gaming. If you're not really an avid gamer, the easiest way to become one is to buy Xbox and get Game Pass. And it's just becoming easier.
Listen, I want to get back to it, but first I want to address this slander. Okay, first off, how we got like 50 people in here? I need 50 likes. Okay, I need that. I appreciate that for real. Jamal Lee, listen, don't make me go into my bag, bro. If I go into my bag and I get back on Madden like that, number one, it was an addiction. And number two, I'm ready to hand out all the smoke in Madden if I get back in my bag, bro. Don't let me buy this new Madden just for you, bro. FIFA. No. Oh, snap. Donnie Skills. Shout out to you, Donnie Skills. We talked about Madden, 2K, MLB The Show, COD. Don't forget, bro, Battlefield is in there as well because of EA.
EA is a big one, though.
You see what I'm saying? This is crazy. It's going to make people realize, okay, this is where, and that's $15.
Did you say that the Black Panther game was day one on Game Pass? Is that what you said?
Who said that? Don't be trying to put it out there and make and so they can say fame is a lawn sack of doo doo. I ain't never said that. I wouldn't. It could happen. What's stopping it from happening?
I'm waiting on Baron J67 to say it so it can be true.
Yeah, if Baron says it is true, that's absolute fact. We're playing a game that I can't mention against I'm under embargo, and he died, and then I'm playing a game and I beat this boss, right? And he go, yeah, and it said, yeah, and it bet not have a phase 2. It had a phase 2. Mad as hell, bro. Mad as hell, bro.
Domino Jinx powers.
Yeah, bro. We struggling on this boss. We on this boss for a good 30, 45 minutes. Oh, it better not have a phase 2, and it had a phase 2, and I died almost immediately. Pissed me off, bro. But man, I want to say shout out to the chat, man. You guys are freaking awesome, man. My plan was not to hold you guys too long, but I definitely want to come out and I want to talk about how stupid of a move PlayStation made. You signed a bad deal. You signed a 360 deal. It was just a bad deal, bro. What you should have did, you should have begged Daddy Phil to give you the old deal back. But again, today's price is not yesterday's price. You had your chance. You had your chance, and you lost it.
You know, pride a real thing.
Yeah, but this what happens when you gas somebody up. They'll still have Activision right now if y'all didn't gas them up. Tell them PlayStation they can do no wrong. Tell them, just keep making and just keep doing what you're doing. We love you. We're gonna support no matter what support. Look how many consoles they sell. Look how many copies got sold. Y'all gassed them up. You guys want you let them get comfortable, so comfortable that they didn't see the writing on the wall that there was no actual reason why this merger couldn't go through. Now, if Microsoft came out and said, you know what, we bought Activision Blizzard, we're making COD exclusive, you might have had an argument. Maybe. But they didn't say that. That was never the case. And y'all's president came out and said that wasn't the case. He knew it wasn't the case and still fought. But y'all gassed him up. And now if you're one of those, I only play on PlayStation. I'm a PlayStation only gamer. Which I ain't got no issue with people who actually do that. But I'm so sick of seeing that comment every video I make. As a PlayStation 5 only user, I don't care. Yes, you care. You care because you commented. You care because you watched the whole video to hear what I said. You care because you got mad and called me a fat F in the comment section. You cared enough. You care, right? And so now you got to realize, maybe I shouldn't align my personality with one console. As much as you guys might call me a bot, right? Think about it. I get called a bot left and right, right? Even though I play more of those bangers than half of the people y'all coattail ride on a daily basis. How that work?
Oh.
How that work?
Oh, not me.
I'm trying to understand how that work. Like I'm really trying to figure that out, right? You shouldn't base your personality around a console, because in the end you can end up looking stupid, right? And all the damage control that's happening in Twitter Spaces, all the damage control that's happening on YouTube, it's all starting to backfire. All because you couldn't accept the fact that this was happening. It's done now. It's done, right? And you're gonna be even more mad when they buy Sega.
Oh, did you say when?
When? Ain't no if. Ain't no if. Listen, I'm the same person that came out when Scott Pilgrim, and I wrote that article. Do you remember? I wrote that article for Scott Pilgrim versus the World, and I said, hey, I'm putting some pieces together. I found some evidence. This game is coming back. And I got killed. I got called every derogatory thing in the world, and then it happened. I'm telling you, bro, this is happening, bro. You gotta be able to open your eyes and try to find 6 to 7 properly working brain cells, put them together, make them send signals, and you can see this is something that's gonna happen.
Man, some people only got 5.5. They just under the quota.
Hey, they're not gonna make it. They're not gonna make it in this industry, bro. But listen, Dallas, I appreciate you coming through and rocking with me, bro. For real. It's been a minute. Sure, we got it now, man. We got to rock out about Octa, man. I know you got stuff you got to get together, but we definitely got to do it, man. I saw some folks here saying, "Is that Dallas?" Like people miss you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we got to get you back up and rolling, up and running. For those who came out to rock with us, man, listen. We got a guest coming up this weekend, this Wednesday, right? Shout out to the guest, which I'll announce on Twitter. I know this might sound kind of wrong, and for that I apologize. But next Wednesday, y'all gonna want to come out for next Wednesday. You're gonna want to come out for next Wednesday for my guest next Wednesday, which I just locked down with him today for next Wednesday, right? You guys will want to come out. It's gonna be one hell of a show, right? You guys are gonna want to see who we got on the show for XP on the 26th. That's the day before I head out to Austin for DreamCon, right? So you guys going to rock out. Say, listen, if you haven't, do me a favor. On your way out the door, subscribe if you have not. Hit the like button. Hell, become a channel member if you want to support Level 1 and all the things. Because we're going to be at PAX. We're going to be at DreamCon. We got so much content coming, right? That I hope you guys stick around for. Share the stream out if you have not. Again, we'll be back live Wednesday for Double XP Podcast. Did anything before we dip?
Oh, man. Just listen. I'm not going. I'll be back. I'll mess with y'all. Of course, I show my face or, my voice whenever I can. But, I'm here. What's up with it?
Listen, on the way out the door, I'm going to hit y'all with this 15 minutes of fame. We'll see y'all next week, man. Peace.
15 minutes of fame. I can settle for being ordinary, but nobody remembers the ordinary. It's the ones who live forever. Trendsetters, trendsetters. Take the bar, I break the bar. Cause not everybody can be trendsetters, trendsetters.